Hey everybody, this is Tony.
And this is Paul. We're coming at you from the Friends for Life podcast, where we discuss the ongoing lives and issues of people with developmental disabilities to spark positive change in the field.
And we have a lot of fun doing it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Friends for Life podcast. Thanks for tuning back in. Today, before we get started, just want to let you know that Friends for Life is hiring. So if you'd like to come work here with us, head over to friendsforliferc.com. Head over to our employment page, fill out the form, and we'll get back with you. Also, if you can, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got podcasts coming out every week on the dot, Saturdays, 10 a.m. Don't want to miss them. So anyway, enough of that. Let's dive right into the episode. Today, we promised a part 2 with Tony and myself, and here we are. Tony had made mention of some things we're going to talk about today, but first, we're going to dive into the most relevant topic at hand. Tony?
Dude, Biden, Joseph, Mr. President. We're dealing with some scary stuff right now in the sense of mandation. Mm-hmm. There is a article in which it's stating that basically President Biden is looking to enforce mandating vaccines for healthcare workers, and what does this say? I see it there.
Well, it's mostly for nursing homes.
Yeah, nursing homes,
and potentially that could impact our field here pretty heavily if things keep going in that direction. So yeah, essentially it.
Yeah, because it says here anyone who gets funding through Medicare or Medicaid,
which is us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the hot topic of everyone's concern. I mean, you were on a meeting this morning. That's pretty much all they talked about. Yeah. And we've been trying to kind of keep up with it. It's been all over the local news here. Mm-hmm. We've got nursing homes that are not happy because we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I mean, you never know what the reasoning is behind this from whatever meetings they're having at a government level, but from a ground level and a perspective of where we're at right now, I mean, you can listen to the last 6 months of podcasts. I mean, we're already dying for staff and workers and help. Yeah. And then, mandating that if you are working somewhere and you have to get vaccinated to continue, or you're not going to get paid or funded anymore, that is like squeezing the press even harder on an already industry that's already got the press squeezed about at full capacity. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we're making grape juice here, there's not many grapes left to be smashed. I don't know.
Look, I tell you, there's enough grapes there for me to whine about it.
Yeah.
That was nice. Anybody who listens to me, they know I love dad jokes, that was kind of a dad joke.
I mean, what do you see this?
It scares me. And first thing I want to put out there is, whatever your view is on the vaccine is completely up to you. I think this is a personal decision that any and everyone should make. Am I for it or against it? It really depends on the person, the timing, and all of that. I mean, I don't want to get, again, too political with this, but if you are forcing anyone to do anything, and especially in a place that they need for feeding their family, I mean, let's say you're a legitimate person who has a fear of taking this vaccine, mm-hmm. like, who am I to say that you have to take it just so you can work here, and I'm not going to pay you much more. I'm not going to, let's change the dollar funding first to help our employees, and then let's go down that road. That's my personal opinion, but, I mean, I'm also not the president of the United States, and...
Well, yeah, and I mean, the way that I see this is I don't think it really bodes well when anyone's forced to do something, because that makes you less likely to want to participate. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't want to participate already as is, but then you force it, and it just makes people resentful.
Yeah.
Because I chose to get the vaccine when it was offered. Because, I have family members that are at risk, and, I have, my parents and grandparents aren't getting any younger.
Yeah.
And so I made that choice for myself. If it wouldn't have been for them, I may not have gotten the vaccine. I don't know, because I'm relatively healthy as far as I know, and I'm not, ultra concerned. But, for the sake of other people, I got it, and yeah, it sucked a little bit. I mean, I was sick. I had chills and shaking, and
But
it wasn't
those are
amazing.
Those are pretty common, even with the common flu vaccines that have been given for what years, years and years and years now.
Yeah, so it's really kind of everybody is kind of in a state of shock right now, really. I mean, outrage too, especially that's really squeezing on nursing homes, particularly at this point in time.
It's
because
saying that, man, it'll apply to 15,000 nursing home facilities, which employs 1.6 million workers.
They're having the same staffing issues we are.
Yes.
Because it's essentially a similar style of work. You're caring for people who really can't care for themselves at all the time. So it's kind of scary. I don't know what your guys' opinions are. If you could, maybe let us know what your thoughts are on this in the comments, or shoot us a line on the old website. It sounds like something an old person would say. Shoot us a line on the webs, pal.
go smash that like button.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely puts us in a precarious place. I mean, a lot of agencies are already riding a tightrope.
Oh man.
And this is not going to make things better, I don't think.
No, I really, and I guess it also opens your mind up if you are a person who wants all the information. Like I want to hear all sides and see all that I can, and it really, it just seems like everyone's operating in fear. Versus a thought out plan. And I mean, I still think we need a little faith at times too. Like
Well, I'm a big on like with stuff like this specifically. I know everybody nowadays say they do their research, which looking up on Google is not necessarily research in my opinion, because I come from like a more scientific background. So I've read the top 3 or 4 books from the leading epidemiologists before COVID. I mean, right when COVID happened, I've read it was like the leading, epidemiologist in the U.S. There was a couple of books he put out, and he had mentioned COVID years ago. This book came out in like 5-6 years ago, maybe. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I'll find a link to it when I'm editing this, and I'll put the book up because I have it on my phone still. And yeah, he was talking about it, and he's like, he saw this coming a long time ago. He's like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and the when just happened to be last year.
Right.
And so I'm not a scientist. I don't have a doctorate in any scientific field, but I mean, I've gone through all the biology classes and all the stuff in college, and my background was in like hard research in anthropology. So before I talk on stuff, I really like to look into the literature, the scientific literature, not Google literature.
Yeah, you got to look for an actual accredited person.
So yeah, I've read those books, and for me, I didn't have any fear of getting the vaccine. I'm not worried about becoming like a government drone or anything like that, because we've had vaccines for hundreds of years, and I personally, that's my personal opinion, and I'm sure that'll make some people mad, but that's how.
Don't you think for yourself?
Don't you use science? It keeps everyone alive. But yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think there's any fear of the vaccine doing anything except for you get sick for a while. But I'm not a scientist. I've gotten it. Everybody has their own experience. But on the other side, I'm just concerned because I'm just concerned for everybody we work with and the crunch this is going to cause. Like that's. Sometimes, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it other than that. I mean, yes, having it be mandatory is a little disconcerting, but I mean, people aren't doing it, and there's a lot of people getting sick, so it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I think the numbers that came out, like, they're well below the amount of people that they wanted to have it by now. And I guess it's just like our staffing crisis / emergency. There's no real answer because they've given away money to do it and everything else. Like at least 2 or 3 people in Ohio became millionaires just by getting it. Like,
oh, yeah. I forgot about that. The lottery.
Yeah.
But
you didn't get it, did you? You didn't get the $1 million, did you?
You think I'd still be sitting right here?
I would hope so. I would hope so. Like if I won $1 million,
No,
I would still go to work at least so I can yell at everybody and tell them off when I'm leaving. Like, you know what? I don't need this anymore.
No, because we'd have a lot sweeter equipment if I won the $1 million. I'll tell you that much.
I feel that.
But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we want to dwell on this for too long because it will start to get political over time, just by the nature of the talk, and even just mentioning it is already going to throw people up in arms. So whatever, that's just the nature of the beast at this point. Right. Very, very painfully aware of that. But you know, I don't know, people. You have to decide for yourself. I mean, I have a feeling that at some point they're just going to mandate it for everyone across the board. Do I think it's right? In a country that says freedom to choose your own this and that, maybe not. I don't necessarily agree with that.
That's kind of a big, big change in your.
I like to do what I like to do, and if someone tells me you have to, then no matter what, even if it's the simplest thing, I'm like, all right, we throw that have to word in there. I'm not feeling so much into it. So, trust me, I relate on that level. And you and me being both rebellious in nature, Tony, I think you can probably relate to that as well.
Definitely.
But anyway, let's move on to part 2 that we promised last week. Tony was going to provide and is going to provide some good pointers from his experience in the field, and kind of just stepping back. This is more of a talking at you kind of thing, maybe than normal. But we don't have a guest this week, so we wanted to step back again and just kind of keep it, it's laid back. I mean,
back to what we were even. The reason why we do this is educational purposes. And I truly believe that sometimes people get into this field of work and they think that it has to be super serious the whole time, every single day, for every single thing. And that's not the case. You know, the people that we serve have lives and they just want you to be in their lives. So I have a few pro tips that I want, if you're a DSP or if you're a SSA or if you're in this field of work, even a parent. Please share these with the DSPs that you know, even healthcare workers in general, because I think that these are a lot of fundamental qualities that just make customer care better, or even consumer care. But the first one is know your strengths and know your weaknesses. I don't like it if I have a strength one of my strengths is communication with people to really get them to understand what I'm talking about for the longevity of whatever system that we are putting together. I have a pretty decent time correlating things and finding out a way to make it feasible. But I'm not very good at some of the medical work that needs to be done, i.e., I seen a catheter change the other day, and I can already tell you, it would freak me out. That's not my strength. Now, would I be able to train myself to be able to do it and it'd probably get easier? Yes.
Absolutely.
But I would rather spend my time getting stronger at my strengths than just taking on something new. But in the same paragraph of that, we can't run away from new things. Sure. In this field of work, we are dedicated into serving all lines of people. Here at Friends for Life, we have several different people. Person A may only need you to give them a ride to Kroger. Person B may need you to do everything for them while they're bedridden. You need Hoyer lifts and all kind of stuff. I think what affects sometimes the dynamic of what we do is when a person who's working with that first person who only needs the trip to Kroger, let's say we have an emergency, and hey, can you come over here and at least learn this person or help us out for a little bit? There's this stigma of like, oh no, I wasn't trained on that. I don't want to try that. That is new. And it's like I really want people to get out of it. You never know what you really can't do until you at least try what you can.
Correct.
And a lot of people can really excel. I never thought I'd be able to change a colostomy bag at one point. But after continued research, dedication, I mean, that's one of the easiest things that I can do nowadays. And it's helpful to the person who's in need.
Yeah, and I think that rings true a lot. I mean, I agree on what you said about building your strengths. I think it takes a long time to find your strengths, though. I mean, some people are just gifted and they understand what they want to do when they're 18 and they just go for it.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I mean, I did, but I never thought it would happen. Like, this is what I wanted to do for a living, and here I am. I never thought it would happen.
Yeah.
Because when you do kind of like this creative world, people tell you that it's stupid and you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
But you have to have that dedication. You know, that was what you said, build on your strengths. When I started audio, it was terrible. It sounded like crap. I can show you guys recordings and videos that I've made that are just so god awful.
Bunch of static and stuff.
Yeah, and then I think you have to understand that you have to want to get better. It's a choice. It doesn't just happen. You can play baseball for 20 years and suck because you never try and get better. And I fully agree with that. But then like I have people when they watch this show or the other podcasts I do, they're always saying, you know, like, oh, those graphics are sweet, dude. How did you make that? I was like, I don't make that. Yeah. Like, I don't, I mean, I could sit down and go into After Effects and learn and watch 5 hours of tutorials, or I could go on Fiverr and pay some guy $5. Yeah. You know, I just don't have time, but right. I'm also not interested in graphics. I'm not a graphics person, but I know I want good graphics, but I know, but my enjoyment comes from the video and the audio part and the talking and the interviewing. That's what I like.
And it's education, behind it, just so much.
But yeah, and I try and grow at those crafts, and it's the same thing with your job. If you want to get better, if you want to go up. Yeah. If you have no intention of growing up, then it's fine to just stay at your level you're at, I guess. But if you have that ambition to climb that ladder, you really do have to build on your strengths. And then you kind of just have to push aside your weaknesses. And I don't have a problem with people like, I'm not good at that. Like, this is not what I'm good at, which is understandable. Sometimes at jobs, you have to do things that you're not good at. That's just part of it. Right. You know, I'm not great at emailing and calling people all the time and coordinating. Yeah, see,
I'm aware.
But like, you know, I still got to do it occasionally. It's like not my strong suit. That's not what I'm good at. But, you know, I still need to work on it to keep my job, maybe.
Yeah. We'll see.
But yeah, we'll see. The podcast may be ending soon. But what's one of your other tips that we had? I don't want to dwell on that too long.
Ask. When you're working with an individual, 9 times out of 10, you're in their residence. You're in their home. You're in their personal space. You should kind of ask before you do anything. And every day. Every time. Not just for the first week, not just for the first month. Every time. I still see individuals to this day when I come, I ask, may I please come in your house? May I please use your restroom? May I please use your microwave? These aren't our homes. This is our individual's property, and we have a moral responsibility to treat them with the dignity that we would expect. Like, I don't want anybody just coming in my house doing whatever they want. Like,
well, everybody's got that friend.
Yeah.
And you like, that's why if you don't get invited anywhere, you're probably that friend. Like, don't just come to my house and start opening up doors and stuff. Like, wait, it's closed because I don't want you to see what's in there.
I had somebody come in my house once, man, and drink my last, like, bubbly or something. Like, I was so pissed. And I've been, this is off topic. I've been killing your LaCroix. Like,
dude, those are good.
They are. Like, I'm sorry, bubbly.
LaCroix. Bubbly.
Yeah, it's a LaCroix. I'm sorry, whatever, however you say it. But I enjoyed them very much so. So I got to buy you a couple cases. Oh, you got one now? Oh, you got a bubbly. Yeah.
Caffeinated water.
I didn't even know bubbly.
Now you're speaking my language, baby.
I didn't know it was caffeinated.
That one is. Oh,
I'm about to say, I didn't know they even made a caffeinated one.
We'll throw them a free advertisement. Coconut pineapple bubbly is so good. It's like drinking suntan lotion. I love it.
Like, that makes me think of a movie. I can't think. It's a Jim Carrey movie where he ate some. I can guarantee it. But yeah, people ask. and there's no shame in it either. I think that's where a lot of people get stuff wrong, is that they think that if you ask for something, like you're demoralizing yourself. Like, no, that's not the case, man.
That's how you get better.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know everything as much as you like to think.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. I have to ask.
It doesn't.
I would say half my time is spent asking questions to YouTube and Google on all the stuff you want me to do. Like that one episode, you're like, throw this timer up here. I was like, oh God, this is going to cost me an hour. And it wasn't that bad though. But I did put the timer in that episode, by the way, but when we do those vertical videos, there's like nowhere in the screen to put anything, so I didn't put it in there. And someone was like, "Boo! You didn't put it in there because you told them to boo me." I was like,
"Yes, good job, people."
At least they listened. Hey, that's a good start.
Yeah, we like that. So hopefully y'all listen to this stuff as well too.
Yeah.
All right, I got another one here. Watch what you say. It's
I think we need to work on that too.
Yeah, I think we're in a whole. Yeah, we do. We're in a whole different kind of world where, I guess for the masses, man, there's a lot of things people are taking offense to nowadays. And is it good or bad? I don't know. You have some people on one side saying that, oh, everyone needs to toughen up. Then you have people on the other side like, well, we've been tough because we've been called all these things before. Now we're just tired of it. You know, this is me taking a stand, saying that no, I will not tolerate your disrespect that I feel. So I mean, whatever lane you go there, especially in this field, terms can be degrading to people, and it can set them off in a sense. A lot of our clients and associating clients, they've been through hell in forms of fashion of their lives and been judged, and because of some of their quirks or some of their differences. So I think we really need to watch out for disrespectful terms and keep an ear open. And this is honestly something for the individuals as well. Please share this with anybody who receives services from Medicaid or Medicare. You have a voice. You have a voice that you can use. If someone disrespects you, you have that right and that opportunity to let them know, no, I don't like this. I don't like what you just said about me. And at that point, it just becomes for that person to be, I guess, strong enough to admit that they were wrong, learn from their mistakes, and move on.
Well, yeah, and those are some of the hardest things to do because the human brain just jumps to the only word I can think of right now is negativity or judgment. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. I mean, I do it. I do it. We all do it.
Yeah.
You see, the first thing you think in your brain when you see someone, let's say homeless on the side of the street, you say, oh, that guy. Yeah. But you don't know. I mean, we literally just did that. It is. But it's like, then you sit back and you're like, I shouldn't say that, like, because that guy could have issues or, maybe some people just they go through rough patches. I mean,
which is great because there's a story that I saw about a homeless gentleman as well. For one, in this field, especially dealing with people who have mental illness, and those dual diagnoses, there's a lot of people homeless with mental illness. But this particular story, there was a gentleman explaining. He was from Ohio, and he now lives in New York. But he said that he was kidnapped. He was sexually assaulted, contracted HIV, which formed AIDS afterwards. And in order for him to no longer be homeless, for him to get the medication, because it was too expensive for him here, he went to New York, and I guess it was free in New York. Now, I have not done any very detailed research in this. I do not know if that is a fact or not. So if you are in New York and you're like, no, that's not true, please reach out, let us know. But apparently he gets there. Yeah, he's getting his free medicine, but the housing is way too expensive. So he started staying on the streets. And that's the only way he can continue to get his medication. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, again, it's the what's the word that I'm looking for? It's the
Judgmental side of it.
not even just the judgmental. The how do we see it? Man, it's a specific word I was thinking about with that. But it's our views upon things, and every angle can be different.
Perspective.
There we go. Thank you. See,
Just a human thesaurus. Yeah, and I agree with that, and that's probably as a human, that's probably one of the hardest things to learn. I mean, our one of our favorite guys, Gary Vee, says it just takes practice. I mean, it's not easy. And, it's very hard to ditch that judgment because that's just part of our nature. We're, humans are cliquey, and they have their tight groups of people, and everybody else is falls into other. I mean, whether that's family unit, friend unit, whatever work unit, everybody else that's not in that little circle becomes othered, whether we want it to be or not. We can talk about it all day like we're holier than thou, but I mean, we all do it. That's just human nature. So you got to kind of talk to yourself a lot, which is what I do when I start being a butthead. I'll shut up and I'll talk to myself like, you really being an a-hole right now. You need to chill.
You know what's great? My wife got me this. It's like a
panic whistle.
Basically, that's what it feels like. Help me! But it helps with breathing exercises. And what you do, you take a deep breath in, and once you exhale, it's supposed to be like a natural exhale, and the way that the air is being released, it's keeping it in your body long enough and in your diaphragm to promote more oxygen in your brain and make better decisions, to help calm you down and rethink your situations.
Yeah. I thought your lungs just did that on their own.
Well, most people don't breathe deep enough, really.
Huh. They should try running.
Yeah, that's funny, because once your breathing exercises are a little better, it will increase your run. A lot of people don't breathe deep into their gut, and that's how you should. You should try, when you take a deep breath, especially through your nose, go in through your nose, and as hard as you can, all the way down to your belly. And in this case, I would use my panic whistle. That is not
what we called it a long time ago, back in the day.
It sure was.
We won't say it on the podcast, but whatever floats your goat, as I like to say. I don't know.
I like that. Whoever floats your goat.
Whatever floats your goat. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, that's something that's really hard to overcome, but I agree with you. That's something we all need to work on, being less judgmental and asking. If someone came into your house and started touching all your stuff, you, again, would be super pissed, and it would not be fun. So are there any more pointers you got for the good people out here?
I got one more, and it's going to segue into future episodes.
Okay.
But learn our acronyms.
Oh, God.
There's tons of them, people.
I'm just going to say it, no. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm not mad at it. Honestly, the simple belief to me is we need to eradicate them all and just start fresh.
Well, I sometimes, like, whether anybody knows it or not, sometimes I'm in the background of your meetings recording other things. And all I hear is like, oh, the HPMQNGQHMV is on the HPQND and the DNVNPNQ. And I'm like, am I in outer space? It sounds like beeps and whistles and clicks. And I was like, what are you guys talking about? It's like a whole conversation with letters.
An alphabet.
Yeah, Morse code.
Yeah, it's if you really want to grow in this field, you got to learn those things, because I'm the type of person, I'll give you chances and opportunities, but you got to be prepared for them. Like, I can't take you into a meeting that I know we're about to hear at least 10 acronyms and you have zero clue what any of them are. And you're supposed to be the best DSP worker on the planet or something. So I'm not, again, none of this is meant to bash anybody or put them down, but it is to definitely let you know how important these things are in relying on growth for yourself and continued, if not better, services for the people that we care for. That's all. That is what this is about, and this what anytime we talk, anytime we do anything, that is what we are discussing. This is not to break anyone down or hurt their feelings or make them feel less than, but we all need to do better at times.
Yeah, I think we need a whole segment where it's just you explaining the acronyms
Yeah.
And then we'll give
even
a quiz.
then, I might even have to call some people. Like, hey, I haven't used this one in a while.
We could do it like, I'll put you up on a green screen and you stand there and you're like, all right, we're going to go with this acronym today. And we're going to give 3 choices. Like, what's that called? What's that show with Regis Philbin used to be on? And they had that dramatic music.
Oh, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe we could do like Who Wants to Be a DSP?
Who wants to be a DSP in there? That doesn't sound good. I'm sorry.
Well, we need, that was weird.
That did not come out correctly.
Or maybe we could have a giveaway. I think acronym giveaway. I'm going to figure out something.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll give you guys some alphabet soup.
Yeah, we'll figure something out because I need to learn them as well, and that's the only way I'll pay attention is if I have to edit them.
Yeah. That's the funny part. Sometimes during the podcast, like you guys can't see this, but Paul will sit there and somebody will say something, and he has this space cadet face. Sometimes it's just like,
what are you talking about? Right? And you'll never see that either.
Yeah, that's the advantage of being able to edit, huh?
When you're the producer, you can cut out all the crap that you don't want people to see about yourself, which is for the whole episode basically just me being on it in general. So, I think those are some good pointers to start with. And we did they're very dated at this point. We did do they're not dated. They don't look as good and sound as good as
it's like
as
it's
our
good
stuff
info
now.
in those other ones, and again, it almost sounds. I would beg people to please go back and check them out.
Yeah, I'll link them up here when we're talking somehow.
Yeah,
you can find them. I'll make a playlist or something on YouTube, and you can check those out because they were really good. That was pre-podcast. You were giving out kind of like DSP tips. I think we did like 10 of them.
Yeah, we had quite a bit.
We have to revamp those a little bit before people see them. Be embarrassed.
Oh man, the lighting was horrible.
That was pre-studio days. That was when we just had an orange wall.
That was my idea, everybody. I thought of orange. My son loves orange, and I asked him to pick a color, and he said orange. So we went with orange.
Yeah, it was
orange table.
I mean, there's
everything.
nothing wrong with it, but your skin tone's a little darker than mine, so it kind of the camera white balance was like, what is happening? I was like, okay, but yeah, we made it. We went with industrial gray because it's a little easier to work around with the lighting and cameras. But anyway, enough about that stuff. Is there any other pressing topics that you think that people need to know about this week? I mean, we touched all the heavy topics, and we've kind of got some good stories in there.
Well, no, I want to say thank you to all DSPs. I believe it's DSP Appreciation Month. And I just want to say thank you all. I know it's not easy. I'm sure the agencies that you work for, either if you're at Friends for Life or any other agency around, I can almost guarantee you the individuals are more than considerate to what you have sacrificed for them. Now, I don't think everybody always shows how considerate they really are, but in a time of uncertainty, stress, financial ruin, it's confusing. Just really know that if no one else cares, I care, and just keep it up. I promise at some point we're going to have better, because at bare minimum, I'm going to make sure it happens. If no one else does it, at some point, I'm going to get us where we need to go.
Yeah, and I think that's a good message. But before we go, I just want to mention that this morning Tony won an award.
Oh, man.
It was purple and yellow and blue or something. I don't know, but it was a big glass award. And what was it for? I couldn't hear the meeting that you were on because I was recording the audio.
Yeah,
and
you were busy doing other things.
I missed. I got your presentation speech of like the acceptance, but I didn't get what the other person was saying, so I have no idea what the award's for.
Well, it was for leadership.
Okay.
And I believe that definitely, man, leadership it transcends through everyone in a sense. We all have to find what we're good at in leadership. Just going back to what I said, find your strengths. I am a strong leader because I can make decisive decisions fairly quick for certain things. there are other things I am just a follower at, and I will remain that. But dude, I almost busted out in tears again.
I got it on video.
Look, so I just want to thank the Lucas County Board of DD and all the surrounding counties who do these appreciation awards and stuff. And I had 3 other great people with me, and I want to make sure that we give them a shout out too. So we're definitely going to be mentioning all of you who are side by side with me and gaining awards, because I mean, it's not even just about the heads of the company. It's the people below us who actually listen to our leadership, and it works out. When it doesn't work out, we go back to the drawing board. We apologize as a true leader, but it was very it was an emotional thing for me.
Yeah.
As I said in my little speech, when I dropped out of high school, I didn't think that anybody would be giving me awards for doing work. So.
Award for the biggest nerd. But yeah, so that's pretty awesome, and there'll be a video up. It'll probably be out before this podcast is up because it's cool. We're gonna post it online, and you guys can catch that on our YouTube channel as well. Mm-hmm. And as always, we really want to thank all of you for listening or watching our podcasts. If we ask a lot of our fans, but if you do know anybody that is interested in this field, if you know anybody that is, interested in the topics that we're talking about, just let them know about the podcast. We would really appreciate it. We work really hard on it, and we're trying to get more voices out there. Not only, I know we interview a lot of executive staff and stuff like that, but we've kind of basically interviewed every executive staff in Toledo at this point in time. So we're gonna be branching out here soon. But if you guys know anybody that would really fit in well with our podcast and like to discuss these issues, or if you yourself would, drop us a line. You can find our emails on our website. I'll throw my email down in the YouTube, whatever. Get a hold of us, and we'd love to talk to you. And subscribe if you can. Growing the YouTube channel is an uphill battle, but we're getting traction. We really appreciate that from everyone. And we'll see you next week with another one with a guest. This time we'll go back to our old format.
Yeah, if you guys are tired of us.
Yeah.
But if not, thank you.